Hello, I'm Carey McWilliams, the first totally blind concealed carrier in the United States. Got my first permit in 2000 here in North Dakota. I was just telling everybody that I renewed my Minnesota concealed carry permit for the second time. I have passed 4 shooting tests and only got 2 permits, so what does that tell you? In 2006, I ended up completing everything, shooting an exam, so forth, and got stopped by a sheriff that was up for re-election. That particular story is on YouTube. You can find that um, under I think it's next chapter. Well, whatever. But anyway, so and I tried to appeal that decision, and of course was denied again because I didn't have an attorney. So I had to let that go, unfortunately. But I could still carry with my Utah permit, which is like, okay, you're going to let me carry with my Utah permit, but you won't grant me the Minnesota permit that I basically completed and was asking for. So anyway, in 2016, I attempted again with a blind woman who wanted to get her Minnesota concealed carry permit. We completed the shooting test together. She had training also through various sources. Um, and we applied and we were both denied. She was denied because I was denied in 2006. So because she's blind and apparently we're in a minority that people assume is a danger to public safety without any data to back it up. She was also, she was denied, and we had to let that one go yet again the second time. The third time, I completed the shooting exam because I basically went in cannonball style into the deep end because I'm only 5 miles at the time from a major felony. So I figured I wanted to stay out of jail, and Utah wasn't valid anymore in that state. So I passed all this stuff again, shooting exam, so forth, with the holes in the paper, and then went over to the sheriff's department and then again was denied. And so, but this time when I did the review, I had talked to a few legal minds and brought in some of the federal laws that they were violating, plus also the additional training that I had had that basically exceeds the permit requirements. So in a few weeks or months, I can't remember offhand, they granted me the permit in 2001. So I carried legally with that permit for the allotted time, which is 5 years. Then they said I had to go through all this again in order to renew. So, yet the fourth time, I found an instructor and I went through the test. I shot targets at 3, 5, and 7 yards. Any further than that, or any unusual shooting stances, that all belongs in competition shooting, not defensive shooting. It's like saying if you can fold an paper airplane, you can build an F-22. I mean, they're two totally different things. I mean, I don't care if you can put holes in paper. That doesn't impress me because um, person holding a knife to your throat and dealing with that successfully and legally is a totally different ball game. So anyway, I brought the stuff over again after I completed the test and everything. And this time they renewed me without any kind of fireworks or somebody trying to pull something or whatever like I was expecting. So that was a nice surprise. But the deal is that this um, picking on the blind for choosing to use firearms in their defense is wrong on so many different levels. We are 3 to 4 times as likely to be attacked by people. With the crooks and stuff, they like to attack at night and in the shadows, and that's basically our world. So there's no real disadvantage there. You're talking about it would be at 3 feet, arm's length or more or less. So, and the time that I was, I've had defensive situations, but the most notable time that I was attacked happened in broad daylight, sitting in the back of the ambulance, going through to try and find my medical card while I'm bleeding, and I come up with a concealed carry permit. And I chose not to carry my firearm that day, and so I use that to educate others that you have to carry your gun with the permit, and you have to be willing to protect yourself, or otherwise you're just basically a walking gun rack for the perpetrator. So anyway, um, but that was with against animals, not a human being. I've had problems with human beings. I've been summoned in the past to court to testify against them, and they did a plea deal, and I didn't have to testify. But what's notable is that when I told the DA this, that I was blind, she laughed about me being an eyewitness. So what does that tell you about if you are actually attacked being blind? Good luck on identifying the person, and if you can bring them to justice, you better have a camera or witnesses or something like that, not just that you were under attack, and even the wounds probably, because you won't be able to identify the attacker, and they may get away with it. And it doesn't sound like the prosecutors are all that thrilled about lying to people being eyewitnesses, you know what I mean? So, but at point blank range, you're rest assured that you're going to have target ID, and you're going to have justification. What's the ironic thing is that during the classes they talked about you don't have a duty to retreat if you would be in danger in retreating. Well, that naturally means if you're blind, you pretty much have standard ground no matter what, because you can't retreat safely. And as far as gun-free zones posted, they better be in Braille, because if they're not in Braille and it's not on the list, pretty much how you're going to be able to tell that you're in a gun-free zone if you're blind and concealed carrying. You have disparity of force, which is if you have eyesight, or if the person attacking you has eyesight and attack you, you can actually take the force to a level higher than what normally would be allowed if you were at equal ability. So anyway, but I thought I'd share this information with you. And as a note, I got to go to the Cody Firearms Museum, and because I'm the first concealed carrier who's totally blind in history, they let me into the vault, and I got to handle firearms from notable people like Annie Oakley and Buffalo Bill, and I got to see Winchester's collection, and and that was kind of very interesting. I really appreciated that, guys. And I'm sorry that I accidentally dry fired Annie Oakley's gun, but it slipped out of my gloved hands when I was checking out the hammer. So I don't know how many people can say that they dry fired Annie Oakley's sharpshooting gun. So, but anyway, yeah, they had all sorts of guns there, and they were very nice to us and stuff like that. And shout out to them. So anyway, but I hope you enjoyed the video, and then that's it. Then I'm got my concealed carry permit renewed, and I've got all the permits renewed for quite a while now. So I carry around the nation, and you know, national reciprocity would be a nice thing to get, guys, because there are so many different laws and stuff out there, and this is supposed to be a national right, not a state and local right. So anyway, thank you for your attention.